Hey everyone, my name is Mackenzie, and I'm going to be talking today about Chinese agriculture. So, let's talk a little bit about your favorite foods. Where does that granola bar come from? Well, a lot of people probably think about a manufacturing plant or the grocery store. Well, it starts smaller than that. It starts by a little root in the ground somewhere. And if it has a soy byproduct in it, like most granola bars do, it's probably from China. And China provides a lot, actually. And without it, the world, not just the United States, the world probably wouldn't have all of the food selections that they have. And that's really important to think about while we're talking about this stuff today. So, a little backstory so you guys kind of understand where I got all this information from. So my grandpa has been a farmer since I was in diapers, since he was in diapers really. But he has taught me a lot over the years, and he's taught me so much that my sister and I have become our own business really. We have a pumpkin business that we do every fall. We sell pumpkins and all that good stuff. Throughout the year, we grow little gardens and try and sell stuff like that to make a little extra cash. And I also have done a lot of research on China and some different things that they bring to the table with the world trade and all of that. So that's a little backstory. Now that I've talked about my backstory, let's talk about how China is really the biggest agriculture producer in the world, along with how many jobs they produce and how they use the technologies that they use today. So, China. On a map, they look really big. But if you look at it and you look at it through arable land, meaning that you can grow crops on that land, and they don't have as much. They probably are, I don't know, 25%, I think it said, was they could grow on it. Well, China has pushed it to where they can use 75%, which is really cool on how they did that and all of that. But with China being able to produce on all of that land, they are able to produce 1/5 of the world's population with food. And by doing this, they allow for different jobs to come up and different technologies to be used, but they also allow that to boost their economy. And without the trade deals that they have between they have Italy, places like that, if they didn't have those, they probably wouldn't have as big as an economy as they do. And that's where agriculture comes in. Without it, they probably would be nothing other than a lot of the technologies that they have created over there, which is pretty cool. But with China being this big agriculture producer and producing 1/5 of the world's population's food, what would happen if they were wiped off? Their crops got ruined by locusts, or they got ruined by other types of bugs, stuff like that. We would probably be hurting very bad. Some people would be mad because they didn't have that favorite granola bar because we didn't have the resources to provide for that. And that's kind of scary to think about if you really understand the need for agriculture right now. If China pulled out of a trade deal, we probably wouldn't have half of the food that we do now. And that's really scary to think about, to be honest. But that's enough about that. Let's talk about some of the jobs that they provide. So China doesn't just provide jobs for manufacturing people over here that take in the goods that they send over. They also provide 300 million jobs for their people, whether it be a farmer, whether it be people at the port, loading ships like that with the agriculture. 300 million people are employed by agriculture. And that's insane because that's probably a good third or fourth of their population of people. And if agriculture was wiped out, that would be their economy. That would be their income for those people gone, and they wouldn't be able to give back to their economy, which is really, really sad for China if that would happen. But those 300 million people, what would they do if they didn't have technology? Without the technology that they needed to do all of these things with farming, whether it be cultivating or whether it be harvesting, whether it be spraying for bugs or things like that, they need technology. And without the technology, they probably wouldn't be able to provide that 1/5 of the world's population with the food. So China has a self-driving tractor that helps to pick up the food whenever a farmer is sick or something. They can't go out there and do it. They just program it in there and then they do it. And they also take an inventory of all the things that they pick up, which is really cool to me because that would be a lot of food picked up in a day. But just thinking about all of those things, you really come to a conclusion with what would happen if China wasn't around. You would probably be very scared because they're very important to the United States. They have a control over some types of things, because if we didn't have those foods, then we wouldn't be able to provide for certain needs that we had. And that's just a few things to think about going throughout your day, eating your favorite foods. Next time you see your farmer, thank a farmer. That's where that comes from. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helped with a little bit of understanding of agriculture, and I hope you guys have a great day.